So today we're starting Intermediate English 4, and today is the first lesson. Today we're going to start off with introductions like we always do at the beginning of a level and make a lot of conversation to get to know each other. We'll review the difference between going to and will, and we'll use new vocabulary to tell stories and talk about things that annoy us. Okay. I think everybody here knows me pretty well at this point, right? My name's David. I've been teaching English since 2001, and I'm the founder of the language school. Before I went to college, where I graduated in 2007 with a degree in international business, Spanish, and marketing. What about you? Danya, tell us about yourself.
My name is Dania Menchaca, and I studied for a secretary on Chihuahua, and I worked a few months.
So here's just real quick to stop you there, Danya. You want to say, I studied to be a secretary.
Okay. I studied to be a secretary on Mexico.
In Mexico.
And I in Mexico, and I worked in a hospital for a few months, and right now I'm not working, just in my house and taking care of my kids.
Good.
And that's it.
Perfect. How many kids do you have?
3.
3. Wow, I didn't know that. How old are your kids?
Well, my daughter is almost 19.
Okay, wow.
My son is 15, and my little one is 6.
Wow, you don't look old enough to have a 19-year-old daughter or a 15-year-old son.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Wow. Okay, good, Danya. How about you, Araceli?
My name is Araceli. I'm from Mexico, Chihuahua, Mexico, and I studied is like here you call an associate in business administration.
Okay.
I couldn't go to the university. So what else? I studied here the equivalence to the high school, ¿cómo se llama aquí? I forget the name in here. So I'm not working at this time. I work at home, and I think that's it. The GED, I studied here the GED.
Yeah, okay, good. So I have a question for you, Araceli. Did you go to high school in Mexico?
Yes.
You graduated high school and you got your associate's degree. Why did you get your GED? Do you know what the GED is for people that didn't go to high school?
Yeah, but it was in Mexico. I need here the equivalence.
No, you just needed to get your high school credits transferred over here.
The transfer, the credit?
It's a huge misunderstanding. The GED is less than a high school diploma. If you went to high school, it doesn't matter. If you went to high school in Mexico, you went to high school.
Yeah, I went, but in Mexico.
It does too. But Araceli,
I didn't know.
It doesn't matter. You have to get your high school degree. You have an associate's degree. You have something way better than the GED. You have to get that localized here to the United States.
Wow, I didn't know.
This is what we were talking about last night. Nobody knows this stuff, but what you did in Mexico is valid here in the United States. You just have to get it transferred over to the United States. It's like getting a translator to translate the documents and go through it. It's the same thing. So yeah, I hear it all the time because I get calls a lot about the GED. 100 for every 100 people that call me about a GED, 99 do not need it.
Wow.
Yep. Now,
Everybody told me that.
Everybody
told me that.
I know, they'll never tell you. They never ask you.
No.
I don't understand it. All these GED schools, they're well.
Okay.
How about you, Sarai?
Well, I am Sarai Ojeda. I am 26 years old. I'm studied to be a lawyer in Mexico, and I have my degree. I work in that like 2 years, and then I work in a clinic for other 2 years as a manager.
Yeah.
And now I'm studying English here, and I'm waiting for a start in my new job.
Do you know when you're gonna start?
No, I think they will call me today.
Okay.
For that information.
Sarai, you don't want to work for a law firm here in Denver? So Sarai, like a law degree, that's a very hard thing to transfer. That's one of the few things like doctors and lawyers cannot transfer their degrees over to the United States because it's a different field of study. However, you still have a law degree in Mexico, and that could be a very valuable thing. I would imagine they're like, so you probably, it would be hard for you to become a lawyer. Not to say it's impossible. You could still do it. The problem is you have to pass the Colorado bar exam. So it's like a big, huge test that you have to do. And it's not only going to be out because it's new for the laws for the United States, but it's also specific to Colorado. So that's something that lawyers have to do. Every time they move to a different state, they have to take that bar exam for that particular state. So that's why it's a really hard thing to transfer. But
yeah, I can work here like paralegal.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, there's related careers that you could do. You could become a paralegal probably pretty easily. And then for like law firms that specialize in international business, that are doing business with like American companies that are trying to do business in Mexico, I would imagine that would be a very good thing. Or like immigration law, like a law firm that's working with people that are moving here from Mexico that need help trying to understand, like, if you wanted to, if you wanted to keep working in law, I would imagine that you could do that here. I know that you're
actually I asked and the firm who fixed my documents, I asked with they about opportunity with them. I don't know. I think I'm looking for another thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's also true sometimes. That's why whenever I hear students that tell me about their experience, first I just like to let them know, like, Araceli said she didn't know. You've actually got something more valuable than a GED, but you went and got a GED because you did not know, right? But that's fair enough too, Sarai. Sometimes, you work, you study, you go, you start working in the field, and then you're like, I don't like this.
Yeah, I think here it's like more, I don't know. I like the career here, the lawyer, but I don't know. In my experience or my opinion, I prefer something something like, I don't know. I don't want to be in an office like just here. It's there. Sorry, but yeah.
another thing to consider too is I still think you probably need to keep studying English for a little bit longer, but to become an interpreter, like for a law firm or in the courts, you know, you can get a special certificate because your experience with the law is really, really valuable, you know. And I've worked with so many students over the years that have really good education and really good experience, and then they're not using that here in the United States because they think that they cannot use it here. But whatever you did in Mexico works here in the United States too.
Yeah, thanks.
Cool. All right. Moving on along, I'm from the United States. I've lived here for most of my life. I've lived in many different parts of the country. For most of my childhood, I lived in Georgia, which is in the southeast of the United States, just directly north of Florida. And I moved to Colorado right when I started high school, just before high school. Later, when I decided I wanted to become fluent in Spanish, I started traveling around the world. I lived in Spain, Chile, and Ecuador. And I fell in love with Argentina and ended up living in Argentina for a year. And so, yeah, that's some really unique experience that I have. And it's a big reason why I do what I do. I enjoyed my time living and traveling throughout Latin America so much. And everybody that helped me learn how to speak Spanish, I wanted to pay it back, you know. And so that's why I really specialize in helping Spanish speakers learn how to learn English. Okay. How about you, Araceli? Tell us where you're from, where you have lived, where you have traveled.
I am from Chihuahua, Mexico. I just have lived in Mexico and here in Colorado. I haven't traveled to anywhere else, just Mexico and here, the United States.
Good. Anya?
I lived in Ojinaga, Chihuahua until I was 10 years.
Until I was 10, if you say years, you also have to say old. So you can say I lived there until I was 10, or I lived there until I was 10 years old.
I was 10 years old. Okay.
10 years.
And then my family and I, we moved to Chihuahua. When I got married, we moved to New Mexico for a few months. And then my family went to pick our up. And we moved to Colorado, and I have been living here for almost 20 years. And I have traveled to Las Vegas and California, Texas, using the USA. Or in Mexico, no. And that's it.
Good. What about you, Sarai?
Well, I was born in Ciudad Juárez, Chihuahua, and I lived there the last 25 years. And then I got married and I moved here. So, yeah. And I have traveled to Mexico and the US. Just
Cool. All right, moving on along. When I'm not working, I do a variety of activities. I love just about everything to do with music. So that also includes listening to music and playing music. I play the guitar and the drums. And I like to dance a lot as well. That's probably my favorite thing to do in the world, is to go dance salsa. I travel whenever I can, go to the gym. Lately, I've been running in the park instead of going to the gym a couple of times a week, and I really enjoy reading and watching movies, that sort of thing. How about you, Sarai? What do you like to do for fun?
I like to yoga.
I like to do yoga, or I like to practice yoga.
to practice yoga
Good.
a couple times a week. It's really
Relaxing.
relaxing. Yeah. I like to listen to music and then like whatever. Just I really enjoy to dance.
So enjoy is a verb that you can't connect with to. So you just have to say, I enjoy dancing.
Okay, I
Enjoy is unique like that. You can't follow it up with the regular verb infinitive. You have to follow it up with the gerund, the ing form. I enjoy dancing.
Okay, I enjoy dancing. I enjoy to watch. It's correct.
No,
Yeah.
I enjoy watching.
I
I enjoy watching. I enjoy dancing. I enjoy seeing. I enjoy cooking.
I enjoy watching movies or series and read some books. Mm-hmm.
Good. All right. How about you, Araceli?
I like to dance a lot, like you.
Yeah.
But no dance, no salsa.
No? What do you dance?
No, I don't like salsa.
Really? Wow.
I like how the steps is correct, the steps of the salsa, but the music, I don't like music. I prefer is merengue.
Okay.
Merengue or bachata or cumbia or the other kind of music.
Okay.
But I really like to dance. So I like to travel. I like watch movies or do exercise. And I like to spend time with my family and friends.
Okay. Good. Danya?
I like to dance. I like to listen music loud.
Okay.
I like to read books and something interesting. I wrote 6 romantic stories and I am not a professional, but I love it.
Okay. Have you ever taken like creative writing classes, Danya?
No.
No? That would be a good thing for you to do sometime if you like writing, so that way you get around kind of a community of other people that are into writing. And I've thought about doing that too. I like to write a lot too. I write a lot of like poetry and things like that, you know, but I've always thought about maybe one day I'll write a novel. I just don't know exactly what to write. Hi, Norma. Did you just join us?
Yeah.
Norma.
Good morning.
All right, welcome back to class, Norma. So we're just talking about things that we like to do. What do you like to do, Norma?
I like to go to the park. To what? To the park. I like to go to the mountains. I like to go to the lake.
Nice. I went to the mountains and to a lake on Sunday, up to Grand Lake way up in the mountains. It's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so I always like to start a new course by talking about some good reasons for learning English. English is probably the most important language to learn right now, just because it's used all over the world. It's truly considered to be the international language of communication. But more importantly, as long as you're living here in the United States, English is the primary language that is spoken here. And learning how to really speak English And like everybody here already speaks English. Everybody in this class speaks English quite well. Right now, what you're trying to do is perfect your English. And the more you study English, the better you speak it, the more you perfect it. It'll just continue to help you feel safer and more comfortable while you're living here. It can give you a lot more confidence in your day-to-day activities. A lot of my students end up making more money after they study with me for like 6 to 12 months. It can get rid of your fear and help you communicate with your community, okay? What about you, Danya? What is your #1 reason for continuing to study English with me at this point, for wanting to perfect it?
Because I feel more confidence when I go to the hospital.
Yeah. Good.
And I like stay more involved with my kids' education.
Okay.
And I like understand a USA law.
You like to understand the American laws? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And because I need it.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Araceli, what do you think? What are your top couple of reasons for learning English?
I need to continue to study in English because I really need to communicate with the community, with everybody, because everywhere you're going, you need to speak English because everybody speaks English.
Yeah.
So I need to understand, and I need to can explain wherever I need or I want. So I need to feel safe and comfortable too, because yeah.
Great reasons. Sarai?
Because I always like the language, but when I start to study in Mexico, I don't know, for me it was very difficult, or I think boring, because was like just theory, or and I don't know, I don't like the form or of the
You didn't like the methodology.
yeah. So and then because for me it has helped, helps me grow professionally, and how do you say alcanzar metas?
I like to achieve my goals. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't know, I feel safe and comfortable because I like to make friends, to make new friends, but here it's difficult for the language, so now I feel more confidence, like I don't know, I can start a conversation with anybody.
Yeah. That's really important. Good. What about you, Norma?
To be more confident too, because it's very important to have the communication with the teacher or dentist or in the clinic, because everybody speaks English.
Yeah.
We need to understand everything they said, because when we use a translator, take more time to wait the translator.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everywhere everybody speak English.
Yeah. Good. All right. Great reason. So just remember that as you're studying as you continue to study, you know, all those great reasons that you have to keep going, to help you motivate yourself, to keep going, no matter what happens, keep going. Well, I think you all know this because you've been studying with me for a while, but it's okay to make mistakes with me. Making mistakes actually helps me teach you better because everybody learns a little bit differently. Everybody has different challenges. So as you're trying and you're making mistakes, it can help me correct those mistakes for you. And I want everybody here to really get comfortable asking me questions. No such thing as bad questions with me, okay? All right, let's take turns going around asking each other these questions. So why don't we start with you, Norma, and you can ask Danya, number one.
Danya, how outgoing are you?
What does it mean, outgoing?
Outgoing is like extroverted, friendly.
Extrovertida.
Extrovertida.
How? I am outgoing when I know the people.
Okay, good.
And the other case, I am shy.
Okay.
uh,
Go ahead, Danya asked how to Araceli, number two.
Araceli, how tall are you?
I'm a little.
So
I'm short. How do you say short or
short? Yeah.
short, right? I am 5'2".
Not too short.
No?
I don't think so. I am tall and I am 5'6". Yeah, 5'6".
I think I would like to be a little more tall, but that's why I use high heels.
Yeah. That's why I love to be a woman.
Yeah, it's true.
All right, Araceli asked number three to Sarai.
Sarai, have you ever met a famous person?
I don't know if he is a famous person. I guess it's a comedian.
Okay.
Yeah, when I went to Mexico for vacations, we went to the pharmacy and I saw a comedian, and it's a famous comedian, and I was so nervous, but I didn't can no, I couldn't. Yeah, right. I couldn't. No pude hablarle. I couldn't speak.
Him?
I couldn't talk to him?
Yeah, I couldn't talk to him. Yeah.
Okay.
Who was it?
I'm sorry?
Who was he?
It's called Alex Fernandez. He has some shows on Netflix.
Oh,
Alex Fernandez.
Yeah, he has
I
shows
didn't know.
on Netflix.
Okay, good. Go ahead, Sarai, number four to Norma.
Okay, Norma, how do you spend your free time?
To sharing time with my kids.
You like to spend time with your kids?
Yes.
Or like, this is an English way, like you should all get comfortable saying to hang out. I like to hang out with my kids.
Oh, okay.
In the United States, that's what we say. I like to hang out with my kids.
Hmm.
Who is next?
Mm,
Norma to Dania.
Dania. Dania, when did you start to study English?
In the language school, I started last year. How was learning, Aracelia, how was learning English impacted your life?
The learning English has impacted my life in many many ways and many types. For example, I feel more confident when when I have to speak or ask something to somebody. When I going to my direct school, I understand more than before. So when I go to the doctor, I don't need interpreter. So it's in many ways that English has impacted my life.
Good.
Sarai, tell me about one of your favorite memories from your life.
When my family and I just take the car and we went to like a round trip, just for Chihuahua and then Durango and then Zacatecas, but just like how do you say, like como sin destino?
Without a destination?
Without destination, yeah. Just drive. What are your hobbies, Norma?
I think to cook.
That's good.
All right, go ahead, next. This is answer and ask, okay?
Dania, what are two things that you can do now that you couldn't do when you were 17?
When I was 17, I couldn't go to the casinos and I can't drink alcohol.
Mm.
Me gusta el tequila, Dania.
Araceli, what kind of food do you like?
I really like the Mexican food and the Italian food too.
Good. All right, quick little review of the future tense. Remember, in English, we have two ways of talking about things in the future with the verbs be going to or will, okay? I'm going to watch a movie tonight, or I will watch a movie tonight. It's going to rain later today, or it will rain later today. My girlfriend is going to throw me a big birthday party. My girlfriend will throw me a big birthday party. They're pretty much the same, and for the most part used interchangeably, okay? Regarding the structure, if we're using the be going to, it's the verb be that's going to change based off of I, you, we, he, she, it. I am, you are, where he is, etc. I am going to eat pizza tonight. If we use the verb will, there's no changes. Never. Doesn't matter. I, you, we, he, she, it, will, plus the verb. Okay? I will eat pizza tonight. Okay? For the most part, they can be used interchangeably. Some people might differentiate between going to be going to and will with the level of certainty. Some people say that will is used to express more of a promise. I will call you at 7 tonight sounds much more certain than I'm going to call you at 7. Honestly, it's the same, but some people might make that differentiation here. Thanks for your time today, Steve. I will send you a follow-up email with the price quote. Just sounds more certain. There is another way that you can talk about the future, and that's just using the present continuous and then adding a time reference. We are traveling to Hawaii this summer is the exact same thing as saying we are going to travel to Hawaii this summer. I am doing my homework tonight when I get home. I am going to do my homework tonight when I get home. Same thing, okay? So take turns asking each other these questions. Danya, let's go backwards. Danya to Norma.
Norma, what are you going to do tonight?
It's actually, hold on, let me fix this. It should say, what are
you
going to do tonight?
Yeah.
All right, try that again.
What are you going to do tonight?
I have to make dinner.
All right, go ahead, Norma. Ask Sarai.
Sarai, what are you going to do this weekend?
I'm going to the lake with my dog. Where are you going on vacation next year, Araceli?
So careful. Where are you going?
Where? Yeah, where are you going?
I'm not sure yet, but I would like to go to Miami next year. And Dania, what are you doing tomorrow?
I am going to visit my sister. Norma, when are you going to eat dinner?
So say you're supposed to be asking Norma, right?
Yeah, Norma.
How I could answer Dania?
What do you want to say? I don't know.
When are you going to eat?
Yep.
It's when.
Or what time?
Yeah, in English, it's the same thing. In English, we usually say when, okay? When are you going to, at 10, at 9, at 7?
I will going to have dinner.
You're mixing the two. So I am going to or I will. You can't
I'm
put both of them.
going to have a dinner at 7 p.m.
Good. All right, go ahead, Norma.
Sarai, will you go to the university in the future?
Yeah, I would like to in the future study something short. Will you travel when you are older, Araceli?
I hope travel. I hope to can to travel.
I hope I can travel.
I can travel when I'm older.
Okay, good.
Where will you live in the future and why, Dania?
I will live in a new house in the future.
Oh,
Why? Because my current house is correct.
No, what are you trying to, I don't understand that.
Mi casa ahora, my house is small for my family. Yeah, okay. Norma, will you travel when you retire?
I hope I can travel when I'm retired.
Good. Go ahead, Norma. Ask number 10, please.
Sarai, what countries will you visit?
Countries is países, right? Just Mexico and United States.
You don't want to go anywhere else, Sarai?
No, yes.
will you visit?
Wow.
In the future.
In
Oh,
the
okay, in the future. Okay, yeah, of course. I would like to visit Europa and
Europe.
Europe and
Europe. Like you, Europe.
Europe. Okay. And I want to visit Colombia and I don't know, just South America.
South America.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Will can also be used to make a request or to ask for a favor. So we've just got different examples for you. Will you lend me some money? Will you help me move next weekend? Will you turn off the lights and close the door when you leave, please? Will you ask your husband to give us a call to discuss class schedules? Will you give me a ride to the airport tomorrow morning? These are all questions that we can use to make a request, okay? All right. Now, let's talk about stories, okay? What happened here? What do you think happened here? So just take a look at the picture.
He assaulted the bank.
He robbed the bank?
Yeah, I think. Or a market?
What?
No, not.
He's a thief? Ladrón?
Yeah, he's a thief. Good.
Thief.
Okay, good. What happened here?
It's raining.
They was playing baseball.
They were playing baseball.
And then
Golf.
And then was raining.
Were raining.
What? Raining?
It
Or
was raining.
Was raining.
Was raining.
Anything else?
And they were
they
were covering with a umbrella.
Okay, they were covering up with an umbrella. Good. Yeah. All right. Okay, what happened here?
He was lost and sea, and then he asked for help, and the found him. How do you say lo rescataron?
They rescued him?
He rescued him.
Yeah, good. All right, what happened here?
He made a mistake. No.
He made a mistake.
Fault.
He got a red card.
They were playing like football, soccer, and
Say that one more time, Sarai.
they were
What were they playing?
playing soccer.
Soccer. Okay.
And, I don't know, maybe he
Made a fault or mistake or
Hay una falta.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a foul.
coach
foul.
He
when
made a
her-
foul, or he fouled an opponent,
Make a
probably.
foul.
Yeah. So, but Norma, you said it right. He got a red card. Yeah, that means he's out of there, right? Okay. So, annoyances. And to annoy is the same thing as to bother. And so when we're talking about things that annoy us, we can set it up with this phrase. I hate it when. So using the prompt here, how could you complete the sentence? Looking at this picture. I hate it when?
I don't have money.
I don't have money.
Yeah.
When I lost
And I
my money.
broke.
Yes.
I broke.
I
hate it when
I burn myself.
When you burn yourself. Okay, yeah. You hate it when you burn yourself on the hot coffee.
I hate it when the coffee,
Runs out.
runs out. Cuando se termina, that's it.
Good.
When I hate it when
When
I didn't get mail.
When I don't get mail. Yeah.
When I don't
When I check the mail and there's nothing there.
I hate when I lose
Okay, good one. I hate
in a
it when I
game.
lose. Period. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Yeah, when
I hate it, definitely.
When what?
I hate it when the mosquito don't leave me sleep.
bite
You hate
me.
it when the mosquito doesn't let you sleep.
Doesn't leave me.
I hate it when the mosquito bite me.
That too, yeah. When the mosquito
Yeah.
bites me.
Yeah, I know.
I hate that.
Oh, I hate it when
I
Now with the coronavirus.
yeah.
Everywhere
I hate it
it's
when I need to stay in a line for a long time.
Good.
I hate it when
the wine is
wine falls.
When the wine falls over, yeah. When I knock over my wine glass, that's a bummer. Good.
oh, I hate when my car doesn't work.
Okay.
I hate it when
I hate it when I have to speak. I have to do a speech.
When I
Make
have to give a
How do you say-
speech. Okay. Sure.
How do you say speech or
A
do a
speech.
speech?
When I have to give a speech.
Give a
give a
speech.
speech.
All right. Wow, this is super duper important. Norma, can you read this to us?
New culture difference. Punctually, many people in the USA become annoyed when others are late, especially if it is in the first time meeting that person. For both normal and informal meetings, it is important to be on time. This applies to interviews and business meetings, as well as meeting friends for a movie. This is especially important on romantic dates. It is considered rude to be late to a first date.
Yeah. This is a really important thing to learn about living in a new country. When it comes to culture, there's no right and wrong. There's just differences. At the same time, you have to understand a lot of problems can come from these cross-cultural differences. Punctuality is a huge area of concern between one culture and another. Just as, and there's a million reasons why it's like this. But Americans are extremely punctual. We tend to be extremely punctual, right? So if I invite you to my house for dinner at 7, that means you should come to my house at dinner at 7, not at 8, not at 9, not at 10. It means 7. It might even mean 6:30, right? It depends on exactly what the occasion is, but for the most part here in the United States, for almost anything that you do, you should be on time. Whatever the invitation is, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, make sure you arrive at that time or a little bit early. If it's something really important, like a job interview, work, school, things like that, you should actually try and arrive 10 minutes early. Like
hospital,
yeah. You know, this is for the it's not to say that everybody is punctual, because there's certainly Americans that are not punctual, but when you look at it in comparison with other countries, we're considered to be pretty punctual. There are other countries like in Europe, from what I understand, and the more like Scandinavian and Nordic countries like Germany, Switzerland, Sweden, that are considered even more punctual. Like, you know, 7 o'clock means 6:30. And then when you get into other, like, you know, other countries around the world, South America and, you know, Latin America is definitely known for not being very punctual, right? I don't 100% understand the full rules. I lived in South America for a year, and this was always a problem for me, you know? From what I understood, correct me if I'm wrong, like school, you're punctual when it comes to school, right? Like when kids go to school in the morning at 8 o'clock, class starts at 8, right? Like there's no, or am I mistaken there? No. Yeah, I mean, so there are, so you do know what time it is. But I've never understood, like when making plans with friends, you know, I remember one time, you know, a friend said, hey, let's get together at 1. And it was like 5 o'clock at night when he finally showed up, you know, and he's like,
oh my God.
Like,
very late.
The punctuality thing is very, very confusing sometimes. So anyways, yeah, hopefully that is helpful for you to know. It doesn't mean that we are right and you are wrong or anything like that. It just means that while you're living here in the United States, try to be punctual, okay? Does anybody have any questions on that?
No.
Have you noticed that from living here? Has this ever caused anybody a problem or a confusion? So Sarai, you've only been living here for like a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you just moved here. Can you tell us a little bit about what have your been experiences with punctuality here in the United States?
When I when I do appointments and I don't know, in a salon or spa or whatever. So if I get like 5 minutes later, the girl is like, and I was okay. It's just 5
Just
minutes.
5 minutes.
But yeah, it's because I know they respect all the schedule or something because they have another clients. But I don't know what's so 5 minutes.
5 minutes is late.
Yeah.
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 You
So
have to do
that's one of those
another
things, like,
appointment.
I know for you it's only 5 minutes, right? But that's the thing. It's 5 minutes late. It's late. For us,
Yeah,
it's very,
that's true.
1 minute is late.
it's
Yeah.
late. Yeah, late is late.
Yeah, late.
5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you know, late is late.
Yeah.
It's a pretty black and white thing. You know, it depends on exactly what's going on, you know, but especially when it comes to appointments and businesses and stuff like that, they have their, like, you're going in to get a massage, you know, a massage therapist will have a 10 to 11 massage and then 11 to 12 massage. Like, they don't have, that's their job, you know, they're getting paid for when they're working. And so, like, you can imagine if everybody comes late, like, they're reducing the amount of time that they can work. So it's just, that's the way it's done here in the United States. Yeah, cool. All right, what really annoys you? For me, that's one that really annoys me. The punctuality thing really annoys me. That was so hard for me to get used to when I lived in Latin America. It was really, really hard for me.
When it's for a long time, no, it's correct. Por mucho tiempo.
Okay, you have to keep going, Tarai, because I don't know what it...
Sorry. Cuando el retraso es por mucho tiempo, yeah, it's really annoying.
Yeah, when the schedule gets really behind schedule.
It's really annoying because the other day I invited to my friend to my house, and I said 9 or 10 at the morning, and she got like 1 p.m. And
Oh my
God.
And you waiting for you are waiting for 3 hours.
Yeah, you can do anything else because you are waiting for them.
Yeah, that's correct.
And I prepared the breakfast. So
Was your friend American?
Es peruana. It's
Peruvian.
Peruvian. Yeah, it's Peruvian. So
yeah. So see, that even causes.
I can get late like 5 or 10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes because the traffic or something. But not hours.
Yeah, no, that's ridiculously late. So did you call her and ask her, like, hey, where are you?
Yes. And she said, I'm sorry, my child was crying and blah, blah, blah. But
was she right around the corner every time you called her? That's the one that always got me too. Like, whenever I would call somebody, like, they're super late, right? And I'm like, hey, where are you? Oh, I'm right around the corner.
Oh,
no, you're not. What? Like, no, you haven't
taking a shower.
Yeah, you haven't even gotten dressed. You're still laying in bed. You're not right around the corner.
I do that sometimes.
Oh, Dania.
I'm on my way and I stay at home. Oh my God.
Does anybody else have something that annoys them? So not related to punctuality. This time we're talking, so like I've got something that really annoys me. And this is why I cannot have roommates. It's people that don't do the dishes.
Oh.
People that eat their food and then just go and put the dish in the sink. And they
Oh
don't
my God.
they don't wash it, or they don't put it in the dishwasher or something, like they just put it in the sink. That drives me crazy.
Yeah.
That really annoys me. There's another thing that this is kind of funny, but it really annoys me, is people that don't replace the toilet paper.
Oh.
Have you ever gone into the bathroom and you just see the roll of toilet, like the empty cardboard roll, and there's the, like in my, I have a stand where like you can put 3 tubes of toilet paper in it, and then it's got the hook on it. And so like they use the last piece of toilet paper, and instead of like, it takes 2 seconds. You take the cardboard tube, you throw it in the trash can, you grab the new roll, and you put it on.
Yeah.
I can get the word for that. I know with my husband, he never do that.
Yeah.
Like, what?
And like, I don't understand what it is, but every time I've had a roommate, they don't do the dishes and they don't replace the toilet paper. Like that really annoys me. Does anybody else have anything that annoys you?
For me, it's really annoying when my husband just throw his socks.
Socks.
Wow.
Like, why? We have the
Container.
A laundry basket.
Yes, a laundry
Or
basket.
a hamper. You can also call that a
Put the socks and there, so it's really annoying.
That is annoying.
One day I just take all the socks and throw in the trash.
So that's my next
A
question.
good lection.
That was my next question. What can you do about it? You know what you just said? I used to do that to my ex-wife too. She would do stuff like that, and I would just throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
It's rude. It's so disrespectful. It's annoying. Like that exact same thing, Sarai. Like laundry basket, dirty clothes right next to it, and you're like, no, put it's just, that's literally all you have to do.
It's so difficult. I don't know.
And they are adults.
And they're adults.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the kids, it's hard.
With kids, it's hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really hard. How do you avoid things that annoy you?
Oof, difficult, because
You try to explain, but it's hard. They can do it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard, I mean, that's part of life, is dealing with things that. So does anybody here do things like meditation or prayer or something? So sometimes that's one of those things, like when I start getting really annoyed, I have to remember to take a deep breath.
Yeah, deep breath.
I have to take yeah, sometimes
100, 100, not 10.
Not 10, not 100.
100.
Other things is just cutting it out of your life. Like people that do that punctuality thing, I cut people out of my life. If somebody makes a plan with me and they don't show up, like if they, like what you said, Sarai, you know, I make plans. Hey, 9 o'clock, let's have breakfast, and the person comes over at 1. That'll be the last time I make plans with that person. I can guarantee you that.
But when I have a party, my family are punctually unpunctual, and the other American people or American friends came to the hour. You know.
Your American friends show up
Yeah,
early, and then the
hard
Latinos, they come late.
It's hard cut my relation with my family.
You know, it's hard, but sometimes even with your family, you have to do it, you know?
Yeah.
And then sometimes too, I think, is just accepting who people are. And
yeah.
So like family, that's a hard one. My dad is like that. My dad is really bad about punctuality. He says he'll be there at 11 and he shows up at 5 in the afternoon. My dad is absolute, and he's been that way my entire life. And I'm stuck with him, you know? So in that situation, it helps me to know just who he is. So if I ever make plans with him, you know, if it is something really serious, important, you know, I have to have an extra conversation with him about it, you know, just so he knows, like, hey, this is super duper important. If you're not here at exactly this time, you know, we're going to have a really big problem. And so at least when I address it that way with him, it does help the situation. Yeah, last year, my dad helped me out a lot with my son. As you know, I have a son and I'm a single dad, and he was helping me take my son to school and back and forth from school, you know, but it was like, because of my entire history of, you know, the past 37 years of my life living with my dad, it would give me just a terrible amount of anxiety to rely on my dad picking my son up from school, like where he had to be there right on time. But I had a lot of conversations with him, and like almost every single day I would call him at 4:30, like, hey, did you leave? And he did a pretty good job with it. So sometimes just knowing who people are and accepting who they are, and just like with your family, Danya, you know, your family is your family.
Yeah.
Just know that that's who they are, and then, you know, try not to get bothered by it, because, you know, it's like saying, hey, if, you know, gray elephants really bother me. Elephants are gray, so if that bothers you, like, don't go to the zoo. Sarai, you answered this one about your husband. Oh, sorry, number 4. What do you do when you're annoyed?
I try to be patient.
Good.
How do you say, me alejo?
I take
Get away?
What was that, Araceli?
Get away or
To get
alejarse?
away?
Me alejo?
Yeah, I disappear. You can say that. Oh,
Yeah.
disappear for a little while.
So, yeah.
Sometimes
I see everybody.
sometimes that's the best thing you can do. Go for a walk, disappear.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
You can say disappear for a while.
Yeah, I like to disappear for a while. You can say to get lost. I get lost.
Yeah.
I get lost. I disappear. So Sarai answered this about her husband. What about you, Danya or Araceli, Norma? What do your husbands do that really annoy you?
When I save something for eat after, and he eats. Oh my God.
Good one. Yep, that's annoying.
Yeah.
I've had that happen where I have like one piece of pizza and I leave it in the fridge and I come home and
Yeah.
it's not there. Like I think about it all day. I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna
Yeah.
eat that pizza when I go home. Then I get there and it's not there and I'm like, oh.
Oh my God. Yeah.
The bad part is because you're craving it all day. You're thinking about it. You're just like,
Yeah.
your mouth is watering and you're like, oh, as soon as I get home, I'm eating that.
That's funny because I do that.
Oh my God.
So
That's why he threw the socks.
busted.
Just,
You know?
just when it's like desserts or something like that.
Yeah.
You can leave just ice cream in the fridge and just throw it. I didn't eat. I didn't eat it.
All right. Do you let your annoyances ruin your day?
Sometimes.
Sometimes?
Yeah.
Do you leave your...
Yeah, it's hard not to, you know, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's where like kind of like Buddhist principles come into play, you know, meditation and just being all, you know, you cannot control what happens around you, but you can control how you react to it. That is one thing. So, all right, moving on along. We're just going to talk a little bit about American schools. So here in the United States, we typically divide up our schools based off of age. I've lived in several different states where it all worked exactly the same way. So typically speaking, elementary school is considered to be from kindergarten until 5th grade. Then we have middle school, which is going to be 6th, 7th, and 8th grades. And then we have high school, which is going to be from 9th grade to 12th grade. Okay, this is the way it is for most education systems. There are different types of schooling, you know, there are different programs that are out there. We have technical schools and trade schools, but this is like the most common path that most Americans would go to. And then I don't even know if this is correct to say most students, but many students apply for and attend college or the university after school. Okay, so college or the university is going to be for higher education. It's not a requirement, but it is, generally speaking, a good idea in order to go into some sort of professional career, to make better money and have more job security when you're older. Most schools in the United States grade tests or projects with a letter grade. And these grades can range from an A, which is the best grade possible, to an F. Students also receive a report card each year, which shows their overall grade for the class. So if you have kids that are in school, you definitely want to have a good understanding of our grading system. Pretty much anything above an 80% is considered a good grade, and anything less than an 80 is considered a bad grade. This has actually changed since I was in school. It used to be that anything under a 50, under a 60 was considered a failing grade. A D was considered a bad grade, but you would pass. And now I think that has changed. So now a D and below is typically considered failing grade. So anything less than a 70% means you have to take the class over again. Okay. Again, this is pretty much the common standard for grading here in the United States. Certain classes might have some exceptions to this. So if you have any confusion, does anybody have kids in school where it does not work like this? Some classes also get set up on what's called a pass-fail. So you don't get a grade, you either pass it or you fail it. So that's another thing here. Okay, here's some more detail. So these letter grades reflect the level of understanding a student has. A is the best and F is the worst. Sometimes the exact number of a letter grade is different depending on the system the school uses. Typically, a grade of D or F is considered a failing grade. If a student receives a failing grade, it means they need more help, more practice, or more time with the material before they can move on. A report card shows what a student's strengths and weaknesses are. Some students struggle in certain subjects but excel in others. So like if we look at this report card, this person's killing it in math, A+, really good math student. English, not so much. In the other subjects, English, science, history, not very good grades, but really good at math. What was your best subject in school, and which subject was the most difficult?
The best is accounting,
Okay.
and the most difficult, chemistry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did really good in almost everything except for science related stuff. Physics, chemistry.
Yeah.
I just didn't like it. I don't like science.
I like the chemistry.
You like chemistry, Araceli? Yeah.
Yeah, chemistry.
Good. All right. Next, parent-teacher conferences. So most schools in the United States hold parent-teacher conferences at least once a year. This meeting is an opportunity for parents to talk to their child's teacher and get information about their kids' grades, behavior, and performance in class. Okay. All right, so this is just a little dialogue that you might see if you're going to a parent-teacher conference, okay? So why don't we have Danya, you can be the person on the right, and Araceli, you can be the person on the left, okay? Go ahead, Danya.
I am the teacher.
Yep.
Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Perez.
Perez,
Thank you for coming to the parent-teacher conference. I want to talk about your daughter, Sandra.
Thank you for meeting with us.
Good, keep going.
Is Sandra doing well in school? What are her grades?
Sandra is an excellent student. She has straight A's in all of her classes. She is well behaved and in class and always does her homework.
What does Sandra need to improve? And what can we do at home to help her?
Sandra needs to improve her reading skills. Can you practice with her at home? I will help her if she reads more books out loud. Do you have any other questions?
No, thank you. We understand and will help Sandra read at home.
Good, all right, very good. That's all the time we have for today. It's already 11:58, so we just have a couple of more minutes left in class. Gosh, we're almost done. Do you have a few more minutes, like 10 more minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and finish up this part then. Okay, so let's see here now. Bless you, Sarai. Let's pretend, Norma, you have kids in school, right, Norma?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Sarai is having a sneezing attack. Are you okay, Sarai?
Bless you.
Okay. Sarai, you're going to be the teacher, okay? And Norma is is coming to a parent-teacher conference with you. Norma, maybe one of your children has a problem or bad grades or something like that. So we'll just have an open conversation with you, okay? Go ahead.
Okay, thank you for coming, Miss Norma? Is with Norma? Yeah, thank you for comment, Miss Norma. I need to talk about your daughter. She have spent a lot of time with other kid, and that is a little worry, because she can go out with his grades. Yeah.
She's starting to have bad grades, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Miss, for letting me know. But do you have a recommendation? What can I do to improve her grades?
Yeah, you can talk with your daughter, and she needs to focus on school, and left the boyfriends for for the future.
Oh, I didn't know. She has a boyfriend. But I will talk with her about it. But,
Esa
Okay.
maestra en todo está.
Claro.
All right, good job with that. Let's see here. Norma, what is your favorite part about school?
To know about my classmates.
So getting to know your classmates, good.
Mm-hmm.
Danya, what is your least favorite part about school?
The home.
Yeah. The
What?
homework.
So why is it important to do homework? Number 3, why is it important to do homework?
Oh.
Because you can practice.
And it's like a review.
To get better, yeah, it's a review, it's a practice. To get better at what you're learning, right? Sarai, are schools in the United States different than in other countries?
I guess not. I think it's the same. Maybe
In the grades.
The hours is
The grading
different.
system?
No?
the hours is different. The classes,
Okay.
that kind of classes, and
The system is different with things.
I don't know.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Yeah, we heard a lot of different things. Somebody said the grading is different. How are the grades different?
Because they don't, ¿cómo es? They pass the grade every year if they didn't do well.
They repeat the year
Here?
in
Yeah,
Mexico.
¿cómo es que no repite el grado que ellos pasan?
In
Aquí?
Mexico, they pass no matter what?
No,
No,
in Mexico, no.
here. In Mexico, if you get bad grades, you have to repeat the grades again.
Ah, you're saying here they pass you no matter what. Yeah, that is a new thing here. It was not like that when I was a kid. When I went to school, you would get held back. I think you're right. I don't think they fail people anymore, or not very often in the United States. I've certainly had plenty of my students that really, they did not speak English very well, and they passed high school, and I don't know how. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Take turns asking each other the next questions, okay? So Sarai asked Norma number
5.
Yeah, number 5. Good.
What are some ways to improve your grades, Norma?
Some ways to improve my grades, it's talking in English with my kids or reading a book with them or listening the radio in English or watching TV programs in English.
Good.
Dania, do your children have good grades?
Yes, they have a good grades. I am so proud of them.
Nice.
Araceli, did you have good grades in high school?
Yes, not really good grades, but I had good grades. I passed.
Yes. Okay, good.
No, I had a good grades, not really good.
Good.
Are you good at taking tests? I don't know.
Me, yes. I don't know. It depends of the test, but the most of the most of the tests and I taking I just get nervous. So, but I am good. I don't know.
You passed too.
I passed them. So. What can you do if you receive a bad grade? Oh my God, I get depressed. Just in all of my education, I just how do you say reprobar?
Failed?
I failed just in my university. I fell in two in those materias.
In 2 subjects? Really?
Yeah. And oh my God. I just get depressed for a long time because I never fell. And I don't know, was so difficult to me.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right, let's see here. Norma, last one, number 10. What grade do you think you should receive in this class?
I think B or A.
A B or an A? Okay.
My guess.
All right, good job, everybody. Do lesson number 1 in your books, okay? And that's it for today. I'll see you on Thursday, okay?
I think I don't have that book.
Okay, if you don't have the book, send me an email with your address. And I think I'll have some more free time tomorrow, so I could probably bring it by to you tomorrow, okay? Just send me an email with your address. Tell me which book you need. and I'll bring it to you, okay?
How about me, teacher?
You too. Send me your address, and I'll bring it by, okay?
Oh, yeah, I did it.
What?
I already sent my address to you.
You already sent me your address? Okay. So if
Yeah.
it's in my inbox, then I'll be bringing it to you soon, okay?
Okay.
All right. All right, guys. See you
Bye.
later.
Thank you. See you.
Bye.
Good day.